So hey everybody, with the start of the 2025 Dog Days event today, I wanted to share with you guys a speed build that I developed last year while farming the hell out of this event for pearls. And it actually not only still works good this year, but in a way it actually works better. Now for those of you guys who are wondering, why the hell am I at the Zerman for Dog Days? Let me show you the first part of this build. It involves a melee weapon.
I thought loading myself with explosives and going out in a blaze. Okay.
Yep.
Bring it to life.
Let's go down to, so the weapon you're going to want is called the, I might mispronounce this, Praedos. You're going to want to get the Incarnon for this one. Get it up to evolution number 4. This evolved ascension one. This is going to give you some 30% parkour velocity. Now, in Dog Days, well, the bulk of like Warframe abilities, passes, and whatnot are actually disabled for whatever frame you're playing. This one still holds. So, highly recommend, if you happen to have this, if you have this with the Incarnon, Involved Incarnon, put this on. What melee weapon you have on, whether it's a hammer or something else, doesn't really seem to matter in gameplay. I actually tried switching between a hammer and this weapon, and I didn't notice any difference in the way my melee attacks were hitting. So yeah, this one, 30% parkour velocity, that will, no matter what frame you're playing, will give you a bit of a speed boost. Also, let me
if you die,
actually go back to the
stuff.
We'll show the rest of it at my back room. There's some other stuff that you can apply as well that will take effect no matter what weapons you have on, no matter what frame you're using. So number one, let's start out with that I have the Soma Prime and that I have the Kuva Nucor. It doesn't really matter. What I'm going to show you guys is what I have equipped to them. Two different mods you want to put on. One, Amalgam Serration, that gives you 20% boost speed. The rest of this doesn't really matter in terms of Dog Days. You're just going to want that boost speed. The speed from the Amalgam weapons still appears to take the Amalgam mod, sorry, it still appears to take effect. The other one, again, bulk of this doesn't matter. What you're going to be looking for is Amalgam Barrel Diffusion. 60% dodge speed. This one also takes effect. And these, let me double check what both of these mods are from. So, Barrel Diffusion is from Thermia Fractures. Let me double check for the Amalgam Serration. That might be from the same. Yep, Thermia Fractures. And do we have Thermia Fractures going on right now? Well, you look at that. For the next week, we have Thermia Fractures. So if you do not have Amalgam Serration or Amalgam Barrel Diffusion, go get those from the Thermia Fractures event right now. It is going on for the next week. May or may not come back before Dog Days is over. So we only have roughly 28 days of Dog Days go. So highly recommend those. Get those on your weapons, your primary and secondary. Now, what is on the Praedos? We already had that 30% parkour velocity. What else is on here? I don't think I did any speed stuff in here, did I? It really shouldn't matter what stance you have on, Tennokai, whatnot, status, whatever, speed of the weapon, doesn't really seem to imply at all. The important part is that Incarnon evolution that gives you the 30% parkour speed. In addition, something that also takes effect is the speed of your base frame. I went with Gauss, which I believe has the highest base speed of all the frames. At least as of 2024 it did. I don't think any of them that's been released since like August 2024 has a greater base speed than Gauss. But yeah, add Sprint Boost Aura if you have it. I'm not sure if this Rush mod takes any effect or not, but any sort of like armor, shield, health, blah blah blah, any of this stuff, ability stuff, not going to matter. You're going to have your 100 health in Dog Days. Anything else you have in here, not going to matter. So let's just increase the speed as much as you can. Whether it's regular sprint, parkour, dodge, whatever. Get that up. This is the build that I used from Dog Days for last year. So Amar's Anguish, 15% sprint. Armored Agility, 15% sprint. These two really don't matter. Lightning dash. I don't have this fully leveled, but it's 6.6 parkour velocity. Rush. I could 30% sprint. I don't know if these particular mods matter. I think they might, but anyway, I got my sprint speed up on my Gauss to 3.23 with my Dog Days build, and it does get a little ridiculous. It's actually it gets a little hard control at times. Also, it's something I put on here. I don't really block all that often, but if I did, 40% chance of 60% speed for 18 seconds. I'm not really much of a blocker. But, yeah. So 3.23 speed on my Gauss. I don't know if it takes the 3.23 or the default 1.8 speed. But either way, it is a bit redunculous, speed-wise. So if I go to... Let's just get to a Dog Days mission real quick. Now, the way my playstyle for this one is, it's the same one I did last year. It's actually, I've been doing primarily lob-lobs. So even with the new gun changes and the new melee weapon things, I still find I get more kills just grabbing lob-lobs and throwing them around. Let's wait for her. Like, that's the hammer. That's a hell of a slow combo. It's actually hard to break out. It doesn't like to break out of it. So if you want to play melee, I highly recommend going heavy attack builds. But like me, I prefer the lob-lobs. And a great thing this year is they increased the radius on these by a lot. It is a lot easier to get a kill with these lob-lobs now. So sometimes last year I was having to sometimes use 2 of these to kill one guy. That has not been an issue this year so far. The radius of these for the kill is much greater. So it's a lot easier to get a kill with these now. Or even multiple kills. So I played around doing melee earlier. Today I'm still finding I just much prefer doing this. Throwing around the grenades. And yeah, having that great speed from the Gauss, we have that greater parkour speed, greater sprint speed. So you can get the lob-lobs even quicker, so you're getting your kills quicker. And because of the greater radius, you don't have to be entirely accurate. But yeah, we'll play through a whole mission here. And one thing I was noticing as well, I tried to do like primarily melee focused on a few rounds. I am a pretty melee focused player anyway. I died a lot. That was not fun. Oh, that was there already. Okay. Yeah, the melee plus sprint, I've noticed it's very easy for me to like overshoot the enemies when I'm running towards them if I'm trying to do melee kills. So I miss them, and then you got like the slow movement because it's a hammer, and anything I tried to have equipped to my melee in my melee slot to try to speed that up didn't seem to make all that much of a difference. So I'm just sticking to the tried and true lob-lobs. I'm loving the increased radius in these. Where'd you go? There you are. Hey, bye. But yeah, the speed build can work like probably whatever playstyle he has, because like cake faster means you get to enemies quicker. You don't really need to worry about health and shields and whatnot, because that's going to be static no matter what you're playing. Oh, I died. Because I didn't hit her. But I do notice when I'm doing primarily lob, I also die less often as well. I can't kill you if you're already dead. But they're already dead. But there might be at least one other person doing the same sort of playstyle I am. Yep. They are, definitely are. There's that ridiculous radius coming into play again. I hope they don't change that. I'm absolutely loving this year. But yeah, I farmed the hell out of this event last year because I was building, and I'm still building, a roller floof ball pit in my dorm zone. So I have maybe about 180 in there right now.
Best out of how many have? Let's do it again.
Maybe I'll show that in a video sometime in the future, but it's really just like, oh, here's a bunch of balls. But yeah, here we are, 46 kills in that. I did die once, whoops. And that is primarily from lobs. $124 pearls out of that. Nice. But yeah, this was fairly typical 100-some pearls last year when I was doing per round when I was doing this. Hence how I was able to get roughly 180 roller floofs for the ball pit. But you know, just for shits and giggles, let's go to the ball pit real quick. This has absolutely nothing to do with the build, but it'll be fun. This is all from farming last year. Before this, the only roller floofs I had one or two in my orbiter. This is 100% from Dog Days last year. I'll just show you guys just for laughs. And unfortunately, they don't place very well because they're movable objects, so a lot of them end up outside of the pit. But this is roughly what 180 something roller floofs looks like. I am planning to add to this, and that will be my August. So yeah, hope you guys liked the video. Have a happy Dog Days, happy summer, and I will catch you guys floofing later.